Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I absolutely love to read or hear about drama and tea, and also playing these relaxing games. Combine these two, and it'll be a heck of a pastime. I'll be playing PowerWash Simulator 2 here, while reading Reddit stories for the drama in this stranger's life and giving some of my opinions. So sit back, relax, enjoy the stories, and hopefully satisfying gameplay. So, the first story. Would I be the asshole if I, 29F, refused to be the person designated to take in my sister's child if she and her husband both pass away? My sister, 26F, and her husband, 28M, are planning to get pregnant next year. Right now, they are getting their ducks in a row financially and legally. The subject of who would take in the kid or kids in the event they both passed away was gently breached when they visited our hometown for Mother's Day. Our parents are too old to take in a child. Her husband's mom is pretty old as well. Dad passed away last year. Plus, she lives on the other side of the world, so that could be messy in a number of ways. Her husband also has no siblings, which leaves them with me and my brother as the most obvious immediate options. We're both currently single and child free. To be blunt, I don't care for my sister's company. I wish her well, but we have very different values and personalities. In short, she's mean spirited, rigid, and emotionally volatile due to a diagnosed personality disorder. She's managing better these days, but I don't trust it to last because she isn't reliable about taking her meds and she still has bad flare ups on occasion. She's also very, very materialistic. She is, in my opinion, ill suited to parenthood. But ultimately, that's not my decision to make. And one of my big worries, possibly an unfair one, is that she will have children with similar difficulties. My brother made it clear in no uncertain terms that her would not be willing to take on raising one or more kids. My sister wants four, but we'll see what happens. I get the feeling he shares my fears, though we didn't have a chance to talk after Mother Days. I didn't commit one way or the other. I could feel our mum eyeing me, and I felt guilty. And I didn't want to ruin Mother's Day brunch for her, so I politely suggested we could discuss it at a later time. I mean, she's not even pregnant yet, and we steered the conversation elsewhere. I know this is likely to come again soon, though they're visiting again in a few weeks, and I'm not sure how to respond. I know I want to say no, but would that make me an asshole? If I say no, their kids would likely end up in foster care if the worst were to happen. They really don't have any other viable options. And I do think I could be a good parent to one or two children if I had to. I just really don't want to. And if my sister actually has four kids she wants, it would kill me to try to care for them all. So, would I be the asshole if I told my sister and her husband not to put me down as their potential children's backup guardian in their wills? Well, first of all, I think absolutely not. Like, she wouldn't be the asshole at all. Like, if she wants to stay child free, right, then that's her choice. Because I mean, caring for kids is like it's a big responsibility after all, and I don't think you should ever get forced to do that. Right? It's definitely a burden you should only take on if you're willing, and not because you have to, right? And I think another point is that the if the brother could say no, why would she be the asshole in saying no either, right? Like, if her brother gets to do it, so does she, right? It just makes sense. She has to make the best decision for her life. Like, I mean, Well, family is family, so what I'm saying is that there will definitely be tension if she says no, but it's her life after all, and I feel like she gets to decide what she should do with the rest of it, you know, and definitely not be burdened down by raising for a child or four children in this case, which is insane. So, so anyways, moving on to the next story. For so this story has a trigger warning for self-harm. So if not, if you guys do not want to hear about it, you can skip to the next story. Am I the asshole for not forgiving my brother after he almost killed me? My brother, 32M, his girlfriend, 30F, and I, 27M, all live with our mother. Damn. I give more detail on that, but it's not the point of this post, so I'll only give more detail if someone asks. My brother has been stealing money from our mum every day to buy Dunkin' Donuts coffee from this coin jug she has. It's a water jug, but empty, and she just throws the coins into it. The first few times he tried to hide it from all of us, but on the fourth time he was forced to put the jug back with me in the room, and he said, "Don't judge me, I need it." And I gave her $800 last week. If she wants to bargain me for $4, she can. I didn't know what to say, so I just didn't say anything. I'll spare the extensive details of my line of thinking, but the short version is that I just didn't want to start a scene since I had faith he would atone once he could, and this was from desperation. I would say that I don't agree with any of his justifications, and I don't think you could justify stealing from your mom, especially when she sacrifices so much for you. Also, it was $4 every day, so I don't know why he said $4 unless he was trying to reduce guilt or something. Yesterday was day 6 and the breaking point. He needed coffee again, and I told him that I had bought coffee for the home to save us money, but would make him some if he liked it. I gave him the coffee, and he said it was too watery. Yeah, it's going to be. It's pot coffee, and you're used to Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Regardless, he said he didn't want it because it was watery and stole from mom's room to go buy from Dunkin' again. Now, this is eating. This is eating at me so much that I gotta say something. So I call my other brother and ask for advice. He tells me that my fears are true, that this will cause a rift between me and my brother. But if I don't say something, then I am not looking out for my mum and am condoning these actions. Actions have consequences, and it's not wrong to tell mum that he's been stealing from her. Flash forward to 5 p.m. and mum's home. I go on a walk with her and tell her what happened. She confronts my brother about it and she says, "Yeah, I took some change from you, but I gave you $800 last week. If you have a problem with it, how about you give me my $300 back?" My mum promptly responds with, "Yeah, sure, I will. And you can get out today." My brother then screams and breaks a bunch of things. Mum follows after him to tell him to leave now. He attacks her and his girlfriend jumps in. I then jump in to break them up physically, and he grabs me by the neck. Mum did escape due to the redirect, but now I'm fighting off two people. Mum reminds me that he's trying to get me to do something to get me in trouble, and I should just leave. I leave as soon as I am physically able to. I tell him that I'm going to call the police, and this reaches the main focus of my problems here. My brother yells at us that if we're going to ruin his life, he'll ruin it first, and loads a revolver to shoot himself. I do not think about if he's going to shoot himself or shoot us. I see him loading a gun and screaming at us. I tackle him along with the rest of us, and we try to remove the gun from his hands. He places it against my right thigh, around where my artery is, and I hear the gun click. I pry the gun away from him and I open it so I can remove the bullets. There was one bullet and there was one chamber off. He gets up and runs away, driving away in his car. The Ungas speak of the rest of the events are cops come, brother caught, mum sad, me mad, brother not jail, brother mental hospital, girlfriend move out, brother call, brother berate us, brother narcissist, brother entitled, me not speak to brother, me stay night at other brother's house for peace of mind. Now, here's how I feel about this situation. I love both of my brothers, especially the one in question here. We've been ride or die since we were kids, and we've had a friendship closer than every friend I've had in my life. However, right now, I don't feel that way anymore. I don't trust him or like him. I don't want to see him for the foreseeable future. And we'll see him again eventually, but not for a long time. And not unless he actually goes through channels to better his life, like therapy and whatnot. Borderline, I feel hurt, unsafe, and very angry with my brother. When I told my family this, they lashed out at me, saying that I should be willing to forgive him because they forgive me for my mistakes all the time. That he's really sorry about it now. That my feelings are ridiculous or that I'm being holier than thou just because he made a mistake. When I got 4 people putting me down for not wanting to be there for my brother right now I gotta ask the fucking court. I don't feel like my feelings are being respected at all. I don't want to force myself to feel some way, talk to him or engage in our relationship just because he will be ashamed to watch it end. I don't want to be around him, and apparently I suck because of that. So am I the asshole? P.S. I'm still very angry, I'm sure you can tell. I am asking this here so I can add others non-emotional perspectives into my life so I can think on it more and hopefully make the right steps. I want to feel how I want to feel naturally, but I don't want to make the wrong decisions because of it. I just feel wronged right now. All over chump change, by the way. Thank you for your time. Well, firstly, I would say definitely not the asshole because he pointed a gun, right? He could have killed the he could have killed you, right? The bullet was literally like one one chamber off. So what if it wasn't? What if he didn't aim at that? What if he aimed at some other vital organ, right? Like it was very close, right? A misstep, and you could be dead by now. So I don't think you can come back from that, from someone wanting to kill you or almost killing you, right? And this is just crazy behavior from the brother's part and the family of asking you to like forgive him after he almost killed you, right? And if you think about it, he shot you. Sure, there was no like bullet that came out, but he did shoot, just that he was like one chamber off. So I believe like in this situation, definitely not the asshole, right? Because you gotta look out for your own safety. You gotta look out for yourself, right? Family is family, but still, you know, if he actually killed you, you wouldn't be here to tell the story now, and he would be in jail for murder or manslaughter or whatnot. Like, yeah, it didn't happen, but that's true luck, not intent. The brother intended, no, maybe not intended, but basically intended to almost kill you. So, yeah. But there is an update here for this post. So now I'm gonna read an update on what happened after this. Firstly, I want to thank everyone for giving their support. It helped me communicate my feelings to my family and stand my ground. I do not trust my brother. I feel unsafe and I do not forgive him. They keep trying to lessen his actions by saying he feels so bad, he loves me, he had a lot of stress, he had a mental breakdown, etc. etc. My mom even said, "Don't you go to church every Sunday? You can't forgive him?" I told her it feels like my feelings are being ignored, and she told me that I don't understand because I'm not a parent. She won't let either of her kids be homeless. She won't let her family be broken up. If I couldn't stand living with my brother, I could leave and live in my car. The family was broken up when he choked me. It was broken up when he pulled a gun. It was broken up when he put the trigger on my thigh. However, I can't change her mind. I feel unsafe, so I don't have a choice. I'll be living in my car for the foreseeable future. You gave me reassurance with your words, and while I admit that a car with no working AC in Florida is not an ideal living condition, I'm praying I can find my way back up out this pit. This sucks, but I would like to leave this family behind for my safety, my sanity, and my future. The reality of this is starting to hit me. I feel like I'm in fucking shambles. But the genuine only other option is living in this house. She taught this man that he can do whatever and she'll bail him out of all consequence. I'm heartbroken, but the rest of this is for me to worry about. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your time. You helped me realize that it is normal to feel the way I do about my brother, and it is correct to stand my ground. After I hit pause, I'm gonna let this pent up emotion hit me in the sanctity of the backyard. So, this is crazy because if one of your child, as the mother, if one of your child has to be homeless, why is it the victim? Why is it the one that almost got shot? Like, if you're willing to let one of them go homeless, why couldn't it be the one that had a problem? The one that, committed a mistake? Like, so it's like he can't be homeless, but apparently the poster can? Like, you can? It's crazy because she's definitely choosing a side right now, right? She said that she won't let the family be broken up, but at this point it feels like she's only saying that, but she's definitely choosing the the brother side, right? And all this happened just because of Copy, the 37-year-old brother. Yeah, 37, which is crazy. Doing all this, he he put a gun, choked her, caused this whole rift because he got caught out for stealing money from his own mother for coffee. Uh, at this point, it doesn't seem like coffee. It seems like, substances, but still, it's crazy. So, I don't understand why the mother would allow him to come back into the house even after all that. Because he's clearly not in the right state and clearly willing to do something, you know, overtly violent. But yes, anyway, that is it for the update and for this post, right? Damn, that was some drama. Oof, brother almost killing, that's crazy. But now let's move on to the third one. Would I be the asshole for telling my 35M brother, 33M? Okay, poster is 35, brother is 33. His wife, 30F, tried to booty call one of his good friends, 34M. Okay, hey everyone, I wasn't really sure if this would be a good idea, but I could really use some unbiased insight due to the massive implication this situation carries. So here's the deal. A couple of weeks back, I get a call from an old friend of my brother's out of the blue. For some added context, I am very familiar with him and know his character quite well. And while he's not always been an upstanding guy, he values brutal honesty and has no reason at all to fabricate this. He explains to me that a few days back, my brother's wife, who he apparently had blocked from years earlier for a similar reason, had texted him very clearly looking for some company, if you know what I mean. There was never any overt language, but it was incredibly obvious there was a sexual desire there. Normally, this could be something that would be a little easier to swallow, but she had apparently driven to his house looking for him. He explained to me that he wasn't home at the time and demanded that she leave. which she refused to do at first, but after he threatened police intervention, she relented. Here's where things get really complicated. She has cheated on my brother before. Once, before they got married, they broke up for a short while but eventually reconciled. I've continued to harbor reservations towards her since then, as I remember how miserable and angry my brother was during that period of time. And now perhaps the biggest complication of all. They have a child together. So I'm asking myself why she would ever think that this would be a good idea now of all times. But I've seen the dark side of her. She's manipulative, egotistical, and narcissistic. I don't mean to use such strong words, but giving the most detail as possible in hopes I can get the best feedback. The friend has also attempted to reach out to my brother so he can be the one to tell him. But in an unrelated conversation with my brother, he alluded to the fact that he did try reaching out to him once, but hasn't heard anything since. I know this contradicts with what I've been told, since he's tried a few times since, which leads to me to believe the wife is sneaking onto my brother's phone and deleting his messages in an effort to cut off contact with my brother. Now, at this point, I should probably wrap this up so I don't lose anyone's interest. In my opinion, my brother deserves to know the truth because this is his life and his family on the line. I know that I'll never be able to look at his wife the same either way. My wife, who is the only other person who knows, since she was with me when the friend called to tell me, also believes he should know the truth. But if I tell him, I'll be a homewrecker and start an incredible amount of drama within my family. I'd also be fracturing the relationship between my nephew's mother and father, and he doesn't deserve to experience that. He didn't ask for any of this, but if I withheld this, I'd have to spend the rest of my life with horrible secret and a terrible burden with terrible guilt of not being honest with my brother. So Reddit, I could use some outside opinions. Would I be the asshole for exposing my brother's wife attempted infidelity? And yes, I do have receipts of the event. The friend sent screenshots of the messages the wife sent to him. So, firstly, no, definitely you wouldn't be the asshole for telling your bride his wife tried to cheat on him, or maybe actually did, because I feel like if she has done it once before, she's tried it now. She has probably definitely cheated on him with someone else before, after that. It's a very high possibility, right? And saying that, you'll be the homewrecker if you do tell him, which, no, you won't, right? The homewrecker is the wife, not you. Because, like, you're the one, you're just informing him of the fact of something that she did. You didn't do it. You didn't entice her to cheat, you didn't help her cheat or anything. You just knew about her actions and then inform your brother so that he can make the informed decision of what to do, right? If, in fact, I think you should tell your brother because, like, if you knew this was something that's gonna hurt him, seeing as to how he reacted the first time, right? Like, telling him now will be better than withholding such a problem or fact from him. You gotta be honest with him, And in the case of the nephew, right, it's better for like the mom and dad to split up. I would say in this kind of scenarios, like where instead they just stay together, where they resent each other and stay together for the child, because the child at the end will suffer, right? Because the child can pick up on the signs that the parents don't want to stay together, but they still do, which I think would be worse than them just doing co-parenting from different houses or whatever. So no, in my opinion, I don't think, no at all. You won't be the asshole. And also, he probably needs to get checked for like STDs, because who knows what else the wife has done, you know? So yeah. So anyway, there's an update to this. So let me continue on with that. After giving some time for the friend to try and reach out, which I later found out he wasn't able to due to some serious sudden health concerns, I did break the news to my brother. He took it about as well as anyone would have. Angry, confused, sad, etc. He also remembered that very night in question and already had suspicions that something had happened since she didn't give him a sensible response as to where she had been. He thanked me for telling him the truth and said he was going to wait a few days to figure out what he wanted to say before confronting his wife. He did so last night, and while she of course tried to deny it at first, but thanks to the messages I had shared with him, he was able to get her to come clean, and it seemed like she showed no remorse or guilt, and gave a stupid reason for why she did it, saying, quote unquote, it's cause I'm dumb. Well, I don't know about you, but that's not a valid excuse. He ended up leaving the house for a few hours to cool off and process everything. I am really not sure what he's going to do. He's afraid of divorce due to having a child with her, owning a home, and the price of an attorney. It does seem like he knows that this is how this is inevitably going to end. But I'm not sure right now if he'll have the courage and self-belief to go through with it. Not sure I'm going to give any more updates since who knows how long this will go on for, but please keep him and his son in your thoughts and let's hope for the best. Thanks for reading and being my unbiased third party. Well, that was a damn. That was a read indeed. What? Why? As I mean, if you're gonna cheat, right? Not that I'm saying you should cheat. You should never cheat. Like cheating, infidelity is never way to go. But but if let's say if you do cheat, right? Once again, not condoning it, right? If you do cheat, why would you booty call your husband's good friend? It doesn't make sense, right? It's like if you go to rob a bank, right? There are like banks all over like the city, and you choose the one bank right next to the police station. I feel like you should. I feel like you could have went for the bank that's like on the other side of the city, where it's like isolated, far away from the police station, right? That would make more sense. But instead, you chose the one right next to the police station, which I think is just absolutely dumb. Once again, not shouldn't cheat, right? Infidelity is not a good thing. Just putting my opinion on it. If you do cheat, right? Anyways, that is the end of that. Let's move on to the next story. Am I the asshole for not praising my girlfriend for cleaning the bathroom? Me and my girlfriend recently moved in together in my house. We currently have a symbiosis where I work full time, sometimes up to 90-hour work weeks, and pay the mortgage, groceries, and utilities. She works around 20 hours a week, but she also takes care of the house and chores. We both agreed we prefer things this way. And even though I offered to help when I do have off, she'd rather spend time going out or something. Well, the bathroom has gone almost 3 weeks now unclean, and I have been working long hours. I am a germaphobe, and it was really starting to bother me. So I asked her to please get on cleaning the bathroom. She cleaned it very well. When I got home from work, she asked me to get up from relaxing and come look at the bathroom, which I did. She was very excited to show me how good of a job she did. And I commented that it looks nice and I appreciate it. She did not seem happy with my response. I asked why. She said she expected more excitement and praise. I told her that keeping the bathroom hygienic is bare minimum and not worthy of praise, but it is appreciated. And I told her I would expect the bathroom to be cleaned at least once a week. She said cleaning the bathroom is gross, so she doesn't want to do it often, and she expects praise when she does do it. I told her that's absurd. Now she's mad at me. So the poster has included a few more lines in edit for context. I am an electrical lineman. Yes, we do occasionally work 80 to 90-hour work weeks. The reason I specified is because I worked a 90-hour week leading up to this specific situation. I was not trying to say I frequently work 90-hour weeks, and it is exhausting work. A 40-hour work week is rare. Me and my girlfriend came to an agreement of the stereotypical man pays for his house, woman takes care of house. It is not for everyone, but it works for us. I should have said slight germaphobe, or maybe not even use that term at all. But I definitely dislike dirt and clutter more than most people, and others comment on it all the time. Some dirt is unavoidable, but in my own home I like things clean. Also, people are saying I didn't say thank you. If you read the original post, as I wrote above, I commented that it looks nice and I appreciate it. I said thank you as well. She expected more. I am male, 24, and she's female, 23. Well, firstly, I mean, the thing is, she's your girlfriend, right? She, if she just expects a thank you, why not say it? Well, like you couldn't show a bit more excitement. Although, yeah, sure, you guys have split the workload, you know, to like you work a lot more, she cleans a lot more, but she still put in effort on the, she still put in effort on cleaning the bathroom. So would it like really kill you just to say thank you? Not say thank you, but just to show you of excitement, like give a good of appreciation, right? Because she's still doing it for you, right? Clearly she can live with it, right? Which I'm not saying is a good thing because yeah, you need to clean your toilet, but she got to it after you told her that, right? So you could have went a bit more like enthusiastic, like oh my god, thank you so much, like show a bit of excitement, make your partner feel good, right? Like it wouldn't kill you. You're not like she's not asking you to sacrifice time, money, or whatever. It just takes a little bit of energy just to act a bit excited, give her more appreciation for what she does for you, right? So, which I think, like, yeah, you're a bit of the asshole for that. I would say that, like, you know, it's not really a hard thing to do. It's a very, I would say, bare minimum, just to show a bit of appreciation for your girlfriend, right? Because everyone, like, your contribution is that she's paid, that you're paying for the household, and her contribution, she's paying a bit while taking care of the household. If she complimented you or give you appreciation for doing so much, obviously you'll feel good. You'll feel good for contributing and working this much for her, right? So if you swap it around, why can't you do the same for her? Because this is part of her so-called 90 hours work week. But yeah, that's my take on that story at least. So the next story, let's move on to the next story, right? Am I the asshole for going to a job interview behind my fiance's back? I, 25M, work in logistics and feel very burnt out. Day in and day out, I spend time on my phone with clients and truckers. I average roughly 300 to 350 phone calls a day, and by the end of the day, I'm so socially drained, I don't want to have a conversation with anyone. It's a 8 to 5 job with decent benefits and pays the bills. However, recently I was headhunted for medical sales position doing warm inbound leads. The position is fully remote with a 20k pay increase and the same benefits with 2 extra personal days off. The company also supplies all of the equipment to work from home. The only issue will be my hours of work. I will have to choose between the two options. First option, Monday to Thursday, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Or second option, Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 12 a.m. While not the best hours, I was still thrilled about the option as I would have less stress from work and make a good bit more. So I present the option to my fiancée, 27F. She was not too thrilled about the position. She believed that the hours would cause problems in our relationship as we wouldn't be spending the nights after work together and possibly we lose a weekend day together. She works a standard 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. I pointed out that most weeknights we don't see each other until almost 8 p.m. anyways, as one of us normally goes to the gym after work or do something with a friend. We would still have a weekend day together and potentially both days if I took the later time slot. I can understand her concerns, but I'm also devastated as she knows I'm not happy at my current job and felt that she's lacking support for this change. After thinking it over for a while, I reached back out to the hiring manager and accepted the next round interview without telling her. So am I the asshole? Well, firstly, in my opinion, right, I don't think you're the asshole because this the current job you're working at currently is not, you're obviously not doing well in it. You're not coping well. You're feeling burnt out, you know. And a full-time job is basically what you do day in day out. It takes up the majority of your time, the majority of your life. It's what you basically do, right? Because it takes up so much of your lives. You know, why would you not find an opportunity that or find something else that you can do for more money and less burnt out, right? Because I feel like your fiance would or should at least think about you too. Because like this is clearly affecting you a lot, and I think you need to she needs to see that because you know it's your life, and obviously you need your mental to be good. Why would you want your partner to suffer just so you can spend a bit more time together? So I feel like she needs to do a bit of compromising. See, although it's gonna be tough, obviously the hours is gonna be a bit tough on the social life and relationship. I mean, I feel like there's a compromise. Maybe he can do it for like he could tell her at least like he could do it for maybe 1 2 years, get a bit extra money, then maybe move on to another job of a certain aspect where where he can do it at a better timing or better hours, right? Because right now he's moving on to a job with less burnout, more money, just slightly worse hours, not even by a lot, which I think the trade-off is pretty good, right? Like it's much 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 better than how it should be. But anyways, that's my time. Alright, that's all the stories I have for you guys today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.